Hello and good evening, everyone. Hello and good evening, everyone. Now, today's date is 27 November 2023. And the most important thing of today's lecture is my name. Now, let us resume the topic that we had stopped the last time. Now, let us take the homework. Homeworks were first, arbitrary and retrospective. Next, incriminate. Incriminate, right? Incriminate. Come on, online students, give me the answer fast. Incriminate and connote. Due to some technical difficulties, the class has started late. Now, very fast, we'll take a review of what we had done yesterday. Sorry, on Saturday. And this was a question that I had asked: are all fundamental rights available to everyone? And available only to citizens are 15, 16, 19, 29, and 30. Very fast, we will review. Article 19 to 22. Article 19 guarantees 6 fundamental rights: freedom of speech and expression, assembly, association, movement, residence, and profession. Article 20 deals with protection in respect of conviction for offences. Next, Article 21, the most important article of the Constitution, deals with right to life and personal liberty. Then I had given some cases about the Supreme Court, Gopalan case and Menka case. Then I had explained this meaning: friendly alien, citizen, and enemy alien. Article 21A, right to education. It was not included in the original Constitution. It was added by 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. Then the meaning of 4 words: arbitrary, retrospective, liberty, and freedom rejoice. Before I finish the revision, I should get the answers in the chat box. Then we had solved some questions. Now let us move forward. We had finished with Article 21A. Now, last article in last article in right to freedom. Article 22. Article 22. Article 22 deals with protection against arrest and detention. If you remember, Article 20 is very similar to this, but it was protection in respect of conviction for offences. And in this one, arrest and detention. Now, what is the meaning of these 2 words? Detention. I have not got the answers for the homework yet in the chat box. Protection against arrest and detention. It has 2 parts. Article 22 has 2 parts. Part A deals with ordinary law. Ordinary law. And part B deals with preventive detention law. Preventive detention law. Ordinary law means if you've committed something, if you committed a criminal act, so you will be arrested or held in a judicial custody for breaking that law in the ordinary course of law process. But in preventive detention law, the motive is to detain you or arrest you so that you do not commit any mistake. You do not break any law. Seems very logical, right? Now let us distinguish part A and part B. There are certain safeguards to those who are arrested under these laws. First is in part a person should be informed of the grounds of arrest. Informed of the grounds of arrest. Do you understand this, the meaning of this sentence? Suppose a police officer has come है ना, क्यों अरेस्ट किया उसका रीजन. No law enforcement agency can arrest you without giving a proper reason for that. And why is this important to be informed of the grounds of arrest? Brainstorm. So that you will consult a legal practitioner, right? Then only you can go to the lawyer. Na? Then the second is right to consult legal practitioner. We'll write lawyer for our understanding, right? Lawyer and right to be defended. Suppose you don't have the right to defend yourself, then you'll lose the case, right? And chakki piecing and piecing. What? If you've read Polity thoroughly and you know your rights, then and all the legal work, everything takes place on paper. So if anything is happening not based on the paper, then maybe you're getting fraud, no? You're getting a fraud. Third important thing is for arrest also they need a warrant. But in legal procedure, there are two types of cases. Compoundable and non-compoundable, and bailable and non-bailable. Compoundable means settlement is possible in that one. And non-bailable means what was the word? Compoundable and non-compoundable. Non-compoundable means no settlement is possible. Compoundable means settlement is possible. And the other word that I used was non-bailable and bailable. And there are one more important word, cognizable and non-cognizable. Cognizable offense means if you've broken the law, then there is for sure legal process will be instituted against you. All right. What was the word? Cognizable. And in non-cognizable one, that depends on the party that you vote. Article 3. So third part of this article. Right to be produced before a magistrate within 24 hours. So if anyone has been arrested by some law enforcement agency, he has to be presented before a judge within 24 hours. This this excludes the time of travel. Fourth important thing is, if the judge determines that there was no valid reason to detain this person, so he has to be released after the 24 hours. Next important thing is preventive detention law. Can you give an example of preventive detention laws? These are these topics are very much debated in the current affairs part. You have 30 seconds. Name any preventive detention law in the country or in any other state. Okay, so no response. In preventive detention law, the maximum detention is for 3 months. But this can be extended on the advice of an advisory board. Now, one more homework. Meaning of this word unless. Second, grounds of detention should be communicated to the detainee. But there's a but in this one. If some facts are considered to be against the security of the country, then there's no need to disclose those facts. What is the meaning of the word disclose? One more homework, है ना? Unless and disclose. Make public, na? Third important thing here is opportunity to make a representation against the detention order. Now, one more question. We have seen that the power to legislate is divided between the center and the states. For the union list, parliament makes the law, and for state list, states make the law. But in case of preventive detention law, both the center and states can make the law. For example, the question homework I had given in Jammu and Kashmir, there is a Public Safety Act. And if you've heard about AFSPA and all this, no? UAPA, these are all preventive detention laws. And National Security Act. Next important thing is Right against exploitation. I had I had told about this. There are two articles regarding this. 23 and 24. This we had done now while solving the question. Right against exploitation. Right against exploitation. Article 23 and Article 24. Article 23. Prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. Here the word traffic means smuggling. Prohibition of traffic. Traffic means smuggling in this part. Human beings and forced labor. In the before independence, some landlords were subjecting the peasants to work without giving any remuneration. That is called as begar. Without payment. And Article 23 is available to both citizens and foreigners. The words are readable, no? But there's an exception in this one. State can impose compulsory services for public purpose. For example, if there's a war going on, the state can force the citizens to enroll in the military compulsorily. Now, what is that called? To force someone to join the army by the government. You have 30 seconds to give me the answer. And online students, I don't see any answer from you. Please give me the answers. Some question, समझ में आया? What is the word called where the government forces the people to enroll in the military? You have 30 seconds. Now this is good that I'm getting the response. But if you don't understand the question, please ask me. Conscription. Someone has given the answer conscription. That is good. Article 24 is prohibition of employment of children in factories and hazardous places. Of employment of children in factories After 5:30, we will start solving the questions. We are not going to take any break today. You paid attention now. In the right to article, in the right to education, the age was 8 to 14, and in the directive principles of state policy, the age is 3 to 6. Early childhood care and education. So this also overlaps to some extent, है ना? Below 14, you're not allowed to work. Actually, working below 14 is prohibited on all activities. And if someone is caught violating this principle, there's a fine of 20,000 rupees for one child employed under the directions of this act. Government has enacted an act, Child Labor Prohibition Act, for this, for fulfilling the purpose of this article. Then another important thing is Article 25 to 28. How many articles? 2 articles. 25 to 28 means you have to include 25. Right to religion. Right to religion. Remember these. Right to equality was 14 to 18. The right to freedom was okay. Very fast. Tell me the articles of right to equality. Articles of right to equality, right to freedom, and exploitation. Like this, है ना? Article 25 to 28. What was the article for education? No, sorry. For equality? 14
Article
to 18.
15.
14 to 18. Article
Yes.
14 to 18 deals with equality. Right to freedom is dealt by articles 19 to 22. How many articles? 5 articles. 21A. Right to exploitation, right against exploitation, 2 articles only.
23 and 24.
23 and 24. What is on the comment? My voice is not clear. Okay, am I speaking very fast? I think I'm speaking very fast because in the mic there's a little latency, no? Article 25. Article 25 says that Article 25 deals with individuals. Article 25, freedom of. Now the arrangement of words is very logical here. Freedom of conscience and free profession. Free profession, practice, and propagation of religion. Is polity logical? Is the constitution logical? Very logical. No? First, you should have the freedom to think. Freedom of conscience means you should have the freedom to think, right? Then freedom of profession. Matlab, you've thought something and you should have the freedom to accept it. You should have the freedom that you should have the freedom to say that I believe in this particular thing that I'm saying. Next important thing is after saying that you believe, you should have the right to carry out your rituals. For example, someone has started a new religion regarding fitness, and he has thought that fitness is very good. That is his freedom of conscience. Then he has made it public. He has promulgated that I have started this particular religion called as fitness freaks. Then the third thing is they will start some rituals, like they will run 4 kilometers a day. This is going to be the ritual. And no one can say that you're doing. We do not accept this. That is their own individual freedom. Those who are practicing this right. And propagation means to spread. This deals with the right of individuals to all persons. Constitution also guarantees the right to not follow any religion. But there are certain exceptions to Article 25. I will not write this. I will just speak and move forward. Article 25 is subject to public order, morality, health, and other provisions of fundamental rights. Next important thing is freedom to manage religious affairs to all denominations. Freedom to manage religious affairs to all denominations. Article 26. Article 27 is this what is important, denominations. Freedom from taxation of taxation for promotion and maintenance of any religion. If anything of the sorts happen, the question that I've got in the chat box, then now judiciary is there to examine that thing. All right. Next important thing is freedom from taxation for promotion and maintenance of any religion. You should not be compelled to pay taxes if you want to promote a certain religion. Compelled means forced. Fourth important, Article 27, right? We are going very fast because we have to cover many syllabus, many topics. Huh? Article 28. Freedom from attending religious instruction. Freedom from attending religious instruction. This means that no one can be compelled to attend religious instructions without their permission or consent. Now, the institutes here are divided into 4 parts. First of all, institutes who are wholly maintained by the state, no religious instruction is permitted in that institute. Second is institution that is administered by state, but established under certain trust. The religious instruction that is permitted. And there are two other types where the institutions are recognized by state. and aided by the state. It is voluntary in those institutions. We will see the last of the following fundamental rights. Then 10 minutes, more 10 minutes. Then we will solve the questions. Article 29. Now, cultural and educational rights. Article 29 and 30. So you have to remember these clusters of the articles. You have to remember these clusters of the articles. I will write it after Article 30. I'll write it again after Article 30. Article 21, Article 29 deals with protection of interests of minorities. Article 29 says that this can also be called as minorities. Article 21 guarantees any section of the citizen having a distinct. What is the meaning of the word distinct? Different. Language, culture, script shall have the right to conserve the same. Article 29 and 30 are also called as rights of minorities. Now I will give you a question. You have to solve this. Okay, you have 30 seconds. Think and give me the answer fast. Online students, give me the answer. Read the question and you read the article. You can solve this question very easily. Online students, give me the answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, yes.
Answers in the chat box. So what is the answer? It is yes. Because of this word, any section. And Supreme Court in one of the judgment held that it is available to both religious and linguistic minorities. Linguistic minorities means based on the language. And one more thing here is no citizen shall be denied admission in educational institution maintained or receiving aid by the state. If some institute is getting money from the government, no one can be denied admission there. All right. On the grounds only of religion, race, caste, and language. Article 2, Article 30. Article 30 deals with right of minorities to establish and administer education institutions. Now, in this article, it is specifically given to the minorities. If you see the word, Article 30 includes minorities. So, minorities have the right to establish and administer education institutions. We will finish the fundamental rights here. One more, 3 or 4 articles are remaining, 32, 30, 30.35. We will see that tomorrow. And very quickly, we will see Article 31. Article 31 is abolished in the Constitution. It was previously Article 31 was right to property.
This is now Article 300.
This is now Article 300A.
Yes.
You have to be very specific regarding the article number. Article, one more right. One more question we will solve. What is the answer?
B. Legal right.
Constitutional right. It is included in the Constitution, right? Article 300A.
पहले फंडामेंटल राइट था ना सर, अभी उसको रिमूव कर दिया.
पहले फंडामेंटल राइट था.
Yes.
Someone is having the doubt that why property is
Because
related as a
गवर्नमेंट
fundamental
किसी भी प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी पे कब्जा कर सकते हैं अगर उसको लगा कि ये किसी.
No, actually this was not the issue. Mane, right?
Yes, sir.
This was not the issue. Actually, from the first amendment itself is based on the right to property. After independence, there were a controversial issue going on about redistribution of land. So naturally, someone who has who has his private land, he will not easily give up that right. But on the other hand, the social justice part demands that resources should be equally distributed, right? Equitably. So this has caused a lot of tension between different sections of the population. And for land, there were many successionist movements for this right also. Correct answer is C. If this option would not have been there, constitutional right, then option B would have been the answer. All right. Now let us see the questions very fast. No one is doing the homework. Please do the homework and post the answers. Article 51. Question number 51. Question 15. So needs a rest, na? Question number 15. Article 32.
Article 32, constitutional remedies.
Constitutional remedies. Because you have given the right in the Constitution, and if there's no remedy to undo the justice, and what is the meaning of having rights written in the Constitution? It is like you have food, but you cannot eat it. Article 32. 16. 16. What are the grounds for proclamation of national emergency in India? Now, the questions on the constitution is very specific. Like a few minutes ago, we had a discussion regarding 300 and 300A.
Option A.
Option
A.
3 or 4 more answers, then I will give the answer. The correct
ऑप्शन
option is
ए आएगा.
what?
ए ही आएगा ना, ऑप्शन ए ही आएगा आंसर इसका.
1 second. Done, everyone? Option is B. B is the answer. Previously in the constitution, it was written that internal disturbance, but by constitutional amendment, this was altered to read armed rebellion. So is right most of the times, not always, right? Armed rebellion. So why was this change done in the constitution? If you see the words, internal disturbance is a very wide term. So any government could have used that.
सर बट
reasoning.
इंदिरा गांधी के एरा में जब इमरजेंसी लगी थी तो इंटरनल डिस्टरबेंस की वजह से ही लगी थी ना.
Yes, because of the internal disturbance. But this was altered now. After a new government came, this was altered.
Yes, sir, the official papers have states that the word is internal disturbance.
No, the correct answer is armed rebellion. It was changed by Constitutional Amendment Act. 44th, I think. 44th Amendment Act changed the internal disturbance to armed rebellion.
Okay,
Check the
okay.
fact. It was changed by 44th Amendment Act. Next important thing is, which amendment to the Constitution of India pertains to GST? So read the question. Which amendment of the Constitution of India pertains to the GST? GST was included by which Amendment Act? This is the question. If you don't even know the number here, you can solve it by the year. है ना? The options are made easy by giving the years. The GST was introduced in which year? 2016. B. Everyone got this one? Internal disturbance. Just now I have explained now. Okay, I will write here on a new page if the page permits. This one. Many of you are having a doubt in this question. 44th amendment. The words internal disturbance were replaced by armed rebellion. Now the homework for you is, which amendment act has done this? You have to tell me tomorrow. This is the reading on the reading the paragraph and answering the question. That type of a question. Now let us see. On December 26, 2021, for the first time since present government came to power in 2014, the Union Home Ministry constituted a panel led by its officers to review the withdrawal of armed areas. The act was amended in 1972. The powers to declare an area as disturbed were conferred concurrently upon the central government along with the states. Currently, the Ministry of Home Affairs issues periodic disturbed area notification to extend AFSPA only to Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh. Applicable in the districts of Tirap, Changlang, Longding and areas falling under Namsai and Mahadevpur police stations bordering Assam. The notification from Manipur and Assam is issued by the state governments. Tripura revoked the act in 2015 and Meghalaya was under AFSPA for 27 years until it was revoked by the MHA from April 1, 2018. Act was implemented in a 20-kilometer area along the border of Assam. Parts read the passage once more. Can you read? You have to read this passage, no? Okay, first read the questions, then we will read the passage. AFSPA was introduced in the Meghalaya in which year? And power to notify parts or whole of a state or union territory as a disturbed area under the armed forces. AFSPA Act 1958 is vested with which authority? Read the passage once more. We will get the answers. सेकंड क्वेश्चन का आंसर मिल गया ना? नहीं मिला? अच्छा, रीड. Answers for this 18th question.
Central government.
State government लिखा ना concurrent list में, but it has written here ना concurrently. Somewhere it was written that it was declare an area as work concurrently upon the central government along with state. The central and state government both should be there. Option D.
Okay, sir. Sorry.
And AFSPA was introduced in Meghalaya in which year? Now you have to
19.
calculate this. 2018 minus 27, right? 2018
Yes.
and you have to go back 27 years. Now these types of questions, they are very time consuming. And to solve this properly without making any mistakes, first you have to read the questions. And for that, you should have a habit of reading the passages. RC type questions are very difficult if you don't have the habit of reading. All the answers are written in the same passage, but they're not given directly, na? Like in the school you used to have.
1995.
1995. Calculated. You have
Yes,
1
sir.
more minute. Calculate. Everyone calculate. This was easy
Okay,
because
sir.
I had marked this for you, na?
As
2018 minus 20. 1998 minus 7. Mane, what was your answer?
sir, 1995.
How come 1995? Not 1995, na? 2018 minus 20. 1998 minus 7. 1991. Now for the next passage, I will not give any hints. Okay. This was easy because I had given you a hint here, hai na? Consider the following statements about AFSPA and mark the correct options. Detractors of human rights. If you've not understood any word from the sentences, please point it out, hai na? This was a current affairs based question. AFSPA. Have you read the first statement? Is there anything that you've not understood? Detractors. Do you understand the meaning of detractors here? Then what did I say in the beginning? Ask me the words you've not understood in this passage. If you don't understand English, you cannot solve the questions of law.
Almost all the words are
New to you.
no. Someone what?
Which one? Detractors.
Yeah.
Detractors here. Now the literal meaning of detractors means to pull back, है ना? Something. Yeah, detractors means criticizers. All right. Or activist, huh? We could also say activist. And civil society. What do you understand by civil society? Us. It includes NGOs and all this, huh? That work for the people and social activists. Some have,
What is that?
which one? Alienate. Acha, homework for today. Huh? Alienate. This you will find many times. The homework for today is alienate. Many of you are giving me the option C, which is the right one. CLAT 2022. In 2005, okay, most of you are giving me the right answer. Question number 20 is answer is C. Now we will see this as the last question. Acha, this was a passage asked in CLAT 2022. And based on this passage, how many questions are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Two are based on the passage, hai na? Actually, 3 were based on the passage. AFSPA is currently in force in which of the following states? You can solve this by reading the passage again. But for all this, now you have to read all the questions in the beginning. Then you have to read the passage. For solving the RC questions, now always have a pen with you, so you can mark the keywords and the events. Purva and Sukh, we will conduct a test for you, है ना?
Option D.
Option D. If you most of you are having many different answers. Someone is saying A, someone is saying C. If you read the passage carefully, now Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland are mentioned. So Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland should be there in the option. First option has Arunachal Pradesh, but no Nagaland. In the
Yes.
last line of the passage, Jammu and Kashmir
Also
are 20
there.
kilometers area. So Jammu and Kashmir should also be there. So all of the above. But sometimes they will give any other state like Maharashtra or Punjab or any other state. All right. So you have to be careful. And this is a little factual based question. In 2005, a government appointed 5-member committee. Repeal of recommended after to be repealed. It suggested that the unlawful UAPA could be suitably amended to deal with terrorism. It made this recommendation as it felt that the AFSPA created an impression that the people of the northeast states were being targeted for hostile treatment. Check it whether it is there in the passage. Not there in the passage. No? No. So this is, if no data is given in the passage, na, you should not attempt this type of questions. You're going to be stuck. Only if there's negative marking. If no negative marking, you can mark it. Answer is A. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Let us conclude our today's session here. And you have to tell me the meaning of the word conclude tomorrow.